For the Jets, though, they've got a little bit of a less optimistic outlook. You bring Aaron Rodgers in, and you want to win a Super Bowl. He didn't get to play it all last year, and now this is his first year where, Aaron Rodgers doesn't get injured on the opening drive of the season, and you hope that Aaron Rodgers is going to be able to take you to the Super Bowl. Because for the Jets, they've been in quarterback purgatory for so long, but their defense has been good, and they've had offensive skill weapons like Garrett Wilson, like Breece Hall, like, just now trading for Devontae to kind of get their season back on track after a 2-4 start. But now the Jets are 2-5. And not only does that offense not look good, I think this was the big problem with the Robert Saleh firing. The defense didn't look good either. Because I don't think the offensive issues were as much on Saleh as the Jets organization wanted to scapegoat him for. Because Saleh, at the end of the day, he is a defensive-minded head coach. And regardless of how the offense was doing, that defense was really good, and that defense was able to keep them in games, but the offense could not execute. And their offensive coordinator, Nathaniel Hackett, we had seen in years past, previously he had had success with Aaron Rodgers, but beyond that, after that stint, it hadn't been well for Nathaniel Hackett. Everywhere he went, the offense on that team was not very good, and there was one common denominator, and it was him at the OC position. So I feel like Hackett was the one dragging the defense down, and Saleh was the one keeping the team afloat with his defensive-minded approach. And now both sides of the ball look bad. So I think that kind of proves that Hackett is the issue there. And obviously, Aaron Rodgers wouldn't be happy with you getting rid of him, and you want to keep A-Rod happy. But at this point, you're 2-5. You're not going anywhere. You're not winning the Super Bowl this year, and Aaron Rodgers is only getting older. You want to do what you can in this what was perceived to be a title window, and now you're going to have to do all that you can to even make the playoffs. So for the Jets, it's just been a complete failure in the Aaron Rodgers era, whether it was through injuries last year or it's through just an offense that hasn't been very good and a defense that now is seeming to fall apart under the firing of Robert Saleh. It's been a bad stint in New York for Aaron Rodgers, and it had really high expectations. But this team is not living up to it at all, and this team is not a Super Bowl contender. And that's a shame to say, because I was excited to see Aaron Rodgers on a new team, especially, with a breakout of Jordan Love. He's the guy for the Packers now. But Rodgers, his stint in New York has not been good at all. And I was excited to see his connection with Garrett Wilson, but that has been inconsistent, to say the least. So for the Jets, I thought they were going to be a lot better. I think the general consensus was that they were going to be a lot better, but they have consistently disappointed this year. And at this point, I don't know that they're even going to make the playoffs with a 2-5 record. Even that's going to be a little bit hard to do, especially in a conference, in a division with the Bills. The Bills are going to have that division locked up, so then the Jets are going to have to come in as a wild card. But the AFC is kind of loaded as a conference as well. So for the Jets, it's going to be an uphill battle to make the playoffs, much less the Super Bowl.